Ladies and gentlemen, I am absolutely excited to talk to you about an exuberant part of me, that is dance, my individuality, my vocation within a vocation. I am thrilled to tell you that life is worth living if you have a goal. At the threshold of my teens, I happened to read the book titled Life is Worth Living by the famous American author, late Archbishop Fulton J. Sheen. The core idea, life is worth living if you have a dream, gripped me. I was born into a Syrian Catholic family in a small village called Shantipuram in Kottayam district in Kerala. We were 10 children. From childhood, what excited me most was the Indian classical arts. I could sit and admire the dance performances for hours. They used to mesmerize me. As a youngster, I had no chance of learning Indian classical dances. I started imitating boys and girls who were good dancers and actors in my school, including my elder sister, Celine Charles. And I picked up some of the movements, dance expressions, and especially abhinaya, the acting techniques like the navarasas to express the rasas, like sringara. And hasya, and karuna, and several hand or hastas or mudras, like the single hand gestures and double hand gestures, like pataka, tripataka, arthapataka, kartari mukha, mayurascha, and so on. And the combined hand gestures like anjalischa, kapotascha, karkada, swastikas tatha. And they were so exciting. A Catholic boy getting into serious Indian classical dance. I too had my share of teasing, bullying, exclusion, alienation from my peers, but I never gave up. My passion for dance had to take a different route. What fired my vocation to priesthood was the documentary film I saw on the life and works of Saint Peter Damian, the leper. His life gripped me. And at 17, I read the life of Dr. Albert Schweitzer that added fuel into my vocation to become a missionary priest. And at 18, I saw a documentary on the life and the works of Saint Mother Teresa of Kolkata. And I made up my mind that Kolkata would be my karma bhumi, my life in service to God and humanity. At 19, I left home for Kolkata to join the Jesuits. It was there I found Life is Worth Living, and I read it enthusiastically again and again. In a few years, to my surprise, the Jesuits sent me to learn Kuchipudi, the classical dance form of Andhra Pradesh, to Guru Derek Munro in Kolkata. And then to late Padma Bhushan Guru Vembati Chinna Satyam in Chennai. And in Chennai, I also started learning the Kalakshetra style of Bharatanatyam under Guru Sri K. Rajkumar. And gradually, I acquired a 2-year certificate in Bharatanatyam, a master's in Bharatanatyam and dance, and a PhD in the philosophy and religion of Indian classical dance from the University of Madras under Professor Dr. Anand Amaladas, SJ. from time to time, I tasted the other dance forms like Kathakali, Kudiyattam, Kathak, Manipuri, Kalaripayat, Karate, ballet, modern dance, and yoga, of course, and Carnatic music with mridangam, with chenda, and painting. Then came the D-Day. 17th of March, 1996, the day of my Bharatanatyam Arangetram in Kolkata. And on the same eve, the Cricket World Cup was scheduled in Eden Gardens in Kolkata. And my guru, Khogendranath Borman, got worried. And he told me, please change the date, thinking that I may have a very thin and disappointing audience. But I took a risk. And to our great surprise, I did my Arangetram in front of overcrowded connoisseurs, including my mother and siblings. The following day, the Daily, the Telegraph carried a critical view of my Bharatanatyam Arangetram titled, Dance, Brother George, Dance. It was the turning point in my dance career. And another article appeared in the Jesuit Annual Journal titled, A Jesuit Professional Dancer is Born. It excited me and energized me further. I searched and found my other gurus in Delhi and Kolkata and Chennai, like Professor Padma Bhushan C.V. Chandrasekhar, Padma Shri Leela Sampson, and late Padma Bhushan Guru Kalanidhi Narayanan. And I had a galaxy of wonderful teachers, wonderful gurus at Robindra Bharati University, Jodhashako, Kolkata, including the late Padma Shri Sri Professor Dr. Sunil Kothari. Initially, my goal was to become a Jesuit and a medical doctor specialized in surgery, to dedicate my life for the lepers and the poor, like my paragon, Saint Peter Damian. But I was not allowed to do it. And I reoriented my goal to becoming a Jesuit lawyer. And soon I acquired a BA, political science honors, thinking that I'd become a lawyer and a Jesuit. But this time, I had to sacrifice that goal when I was allowed to follow my life passion, dance. In 2001, I founded Kala Hridaya, the Heart of Art. The dance took me far and wide. It took me over 2,000 stages, over 35 countries. It is a fascinating journey. It is a liberating journey, in fact. I have only one competitor, that is me, myself. I fight against my limitations, my inhibitions, my ignorance, my littleness, and I try to overcome them and give them my best. My journey into dance was never a smooth one. I had several hardships, several hurdles to overcome. What shattered me most was a prolonged 5 years of pain, physical and mental trauma, and living with painkillers. And I've had many sleepless nights, and I used to sleep by lifting my right leg raised on pillows. It was excruciating pain. I had no injury, no fall, but took years to find out what was the real reason for my prolonged pain. After running from pillar to post, I approached a renowned, a senior orthopedic specialist in Kolkata. And he examined all my reports with less of an interest. And I expressed to him that I am an Indian classical dancer and have deep desire to continue my dancing. He abruptly stopped reviewing my reports. And he told me in a dismayed tone, "Forget about your dance. You will never be able to dance again. At the most you can do is a little bit of swimming. That may help you." I got a shock of my life. The world seemed to crumble in front of me. I hurriedly picked up all my medical reports and told the doctor firmly, "Doctor, I will never again come to you. And it is not the way that you must speak to a patient." I walked out on him, leaving him stunned. I found myself in the depths of frustration and disillusionment. And another doctor in a medical college told me, "First, I must go through a spine surgery and rest later," while in deep sorrow and agony. I called my sister-in-law, a doctor in a medical college in Kerala. I went there. I stayed there with her for a few days. They examined me all over again. And the head of the department of the orthopedics called me and told me that I must get a hip implant. And there is no cure for the rare kind of bone disease that I was suffering from. A hip implant. In me, a dancer. My God, why this to me? Will I ever be able to dance again? I ran into the hospital chapel, fell on my knees, and rolled my rosary in inconsolable tears. I cried out for help. "God, help me." For consolation. I had to face it all alone. Gathering every courage, I went back to the doctor. With a sympathetic tone, with a smiling, the doctor told me, "Father, don't worry. You will dance. You will dance again and again. The medical sciences today are much advanced. Go back to your work. And do your work whatever you want. And come back or return to me when you cannot walk or function anymore." The doctor instilled in me the much needed hope and courage. And I managed to pull through next 3 years, of course with painkillers, and I made up my mind. I returned to the doctor and got a new hip implant, a new life. When I left the hospital on a wheelchair, the several biblical themes that I have choreographed and I used to dance to, like Jesus healing the paralytic, giving sight to the born-blind man Bartimaeus, and liberating the Samaritan woman at the well, and Mary Magdalene, and above all, Jesus carrying the cross, the crucifixion, all came as if alive in front of me in my own body. Since then, I have gained so much courage, so much energy, and an ability to take further risks in life. Only a handful of them knew till now. Several of them will ask me, "Why did you reveal your secrets to others? And why did you become so vulnerable in front of others today?" I did it now because I want to tell the suffering humanity, the world, that hardships and hurdles are not everlasting blocks. They are furnaces to further the timber to face our life. With the implant, I have already performed more than 70 solos and several group performances. My body has outlived 7 surgeries and an acute TB pleurisy that completely destroyed my lungs, and it took over 3 years to recover. And half a dozen malarial attacks, and one malignant one too. After every major knockdown, limping back to normalcy was a psycho-spiritual healing, a soul-searching experience. Ladies and gentlemen, isn't it life worth living? There's a lot of negativity around, but life is so beautiful. It is to be celebrated. The hard times that we go through in life often turn into triumphs in our lives. Life is the greatest teacher and motivator. Believe in yourself and be generous, especially to the poor and the downtrodden, the least, those who have no opportunities. I am an undying optimist. I look forward to every sunrise and every sunset, and I try to face every light and shadow with equanimity, with peace. Finally, I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I consider as a living miracle in the field of Indian classical dance. And I celebrate my life, service to humanity, and I celebrate my Jesuit priesthood. Thank God. Thank you. Thank you very much, all of you.